Hi, my name is Gwen and I'm a curator and member of the AllSwan team on AllsForum. Today I'm going to show you how to navigate around AllSwan, specifically looking at the genes and proteins pages. We've prepared this short video tutorial just to show you how to find specific genes and proteins on AllSwan. The AllSwan team has always had the primary goal of curating the many genes and proteins that play any role in the cause or progression of Alzheimer's disease. Towards that goal, we've developed two specific areas of AllSwan to find important genes or proteins. The first is the Genes and Proteins database in AllSwan, and the second is a hot topic of hypotheses that you can find on the AllSwan homepage that's dedicated to curating hypotheses that pertain specifically to the biggest human genetics studies in AD. Okay, so let's start with how to find AllSwan from the AllsForum homepage. Here's the homepage of AllsForum, a very familiar page to many of you. And on the left-hand navigation bar, you see under Research, AD Hypotheses, and directly below that, the SWAN Knowledge Base. You can get to the SWAN Knowledge Base by clicking on the AllSwan Knowledge Base bold title. That brings you to the AllSwan browser homepage, and the Genes and Proteins is on the horizontal navigation bar, which is present on every AllSwan page. Now, before I get to that, since we're here on the AllSwan homepage anyway, I'm going to just scroll down to Hot Topics to show you that there's a Hot Topics dedicated to basically the top 10 ALS gene hits. And it will cover specifically gene-wide association studies, specifically looking at the human genetics of Alzheimer's disease and the various genes that are identified from those types of studies. Okay, now let's go to the Genes and Proteins pages. That's the database. So you can look at this as 218 curated gene and protein groups, and you can browse through this alphabetical list. But if you're coming here specifically to look for a particular gene, the easiest thing to do is to use the search function. And I'm going to use, as an example, I'm going to look for ApoE. Now, ApoE is a gene of high interest in Alzheimer's disease. Well, first of all, it is the #1 hit in the ALS gene list. But secondly, there are a lot of hypotheses on how ApoE affects Alzheimer's disease. So when you go to ApoE using the search box, you locate 3 different search results. One is the mouse ApoE gene, the second is the human ApoE gene, and the third is the ApoE receptor. So I'm going to click on the ApoE gene, and you know that you're on the gene page because it links you to an Entree gene link or the ALS gene link. It also tells you that this gene encodes the ApoE protein. And further down below all of this identification, it also starts to show you that this gene has been cited by all of these various AllSwan hypotheses and claims. And if you scroll down these, you can see that each one of these is a link that you can click on it, and it immediately brings you to a list of citations. So for every single finding that is in this cited by list, you are immediately connected to very specific supportive evidence. This is a way in which we think the Genes and Proteins pages in AllsGene are perhaps a little superior to the gene rifts in Entree Gene or the geobiological process section of a UniProt entry, because the AllsGene, the AllSwan Genes and Proteins claims are very specific to a gene or protein's function, expression, mutation, or any other change that pertains specifically to Alzheimer's disease or neurodegeneration, and moreover, that each specific claim is linked to the citations that support that claim. Now, before I leave this, I'm just going to now show you that from the gene page, you can go to the protein because this gene encodes this protein. And when you click on the protein, it doesn't now bring you to an Andre gene or an All gene link. It provides you with that are present in the genes page. These claims are also clickable links that also bring you to a list of supportive evidence. So you can see exactly who's talking about the ApoE gene or the ApoE protein. Okay, so those are some of the highlighted features of the genes and proteins pages in AllSwan, and I hope you found this introduction to the AllSwan genes and proteins helpful. Please come to visit the AllSwan knowledge base whenever you come to visit AllForum, and browse or search for your favorite gene or protein as you explore the knowledge base. If you find that we're missing a vital function of a gene or protein, please send us a comment to alert us. Also, if we don't have a gene yet curated into the AllSwan database, we need you to alert us of that as well. Please come back to visit the AllSwan knowledge base and take a look. And thanks so much.